So I slotted my fretboard. This is actually um, African mahogany. It's a little bit thick. It's around 1/4 inch. Um, so I slotted it and I taper cut it to a tenor shape. Added one extra fret. But yeah, I taper cut the sides. So here's the extra. Here's the squared off pieces. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do with these pieces of mahogany, instead of throwing it away, I got my soundboard right here. It's spruce, which is probably the best type of wood for a soundboard. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna insert it in the middle like that, the excess piece from the fretboard. Two reasons. One, for cosmetics. It looks nice. There's a little line in your soundboard of a little strip of mahogany. So I'm gonna glue that on, but it's protruding out a little bit. See? And the cool thing about this, since it's slotted, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chisel that off, the excess. The slots kind of help me to be able to chisel that off. So we're gonna have a middle point in my a middle point of mahogany strip onto my soundboard. So just need to level it out and then glue it on. And so there it is. I chiseled out the side of the remainder of this fretboard. So I chiseled it out to around 1/8 of an inch. Oh, I'm sorry, around 1/4 of an inch actually. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put this in the center, like so, of the spruce top, the soundboard. This is going to be the soundboard for the ukulele. It's spruce. It's going to have the mahogany middle trim. It's just excess piece from the fretboard that I had tapered cut. Figured, why throw it away? Make good use out of it. And plus it flushes the spruce together, so there's no line in the middle. Just looks much nicer. Just to get an idea of what's gonna look like, this is African mahogany as well too. The bridge, I kind of formed it already, semi-formed it, routed out the slots right there, and then I got piece of corian I'm going to use for the bridge. So 17 inches from the nut to the bridge, and it's going to look somewhat like that. Kind of excited the way it's starting to shape up. So now to glue that centerpiece in. By doing so, what you want to do is take this piece out. Yeah. What we're gonna do is I got a piece of plywood right here, just 1/4 inch plywood. Got some yardsticks, and I cut it in half. I clamped one side of it, one bottom end of it, like so, just to get the contour shape of the soundboard. underneath is wax paper. It's very important you put wax paper underneath. Otherwise, when you glue this on, this thing will stick to the plywood, and that's not good. So, next step is good old-fashioned masking tape. We're gonna find the center point right here. Do underside masking tape on it. We'll put that on so it sticks to the tape, and then we're just gonna pry it open like so. Once you pry it open, put in some glue, slap it back on there, do another clamp on the top to form fit it, and weigh it down with these things and maybe some weights, just until the glue settles in for the middle trim to stick on to the spruce. Surprisingly enough, it actually acts like a brace as well too. So that's the reason why guitars have two panels of soundboard in the front, or ukuleles for that matter as well too. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And so I lay down the tape on the underside of it. The underside is actually the outer side of the soundboard, and this is going to be the inner. This is the area where I chiseled it off. It's not quite as nice as the other side. The other side's nice. So yeah, so the whole concept here is show you. Take that out, and what you're gonna do is just gonna put glue in between that, and once you put glue in between that, and then you lay it down over here. I'm gonna do my final tightening clamp on it, and then we're gonna tie it up with these bungee cords, little bungee cords, and put a weight on this side. Just make sure you put a piece of cloth or something so it doesn't get messed up. And yeah, and you just let it dry, and then you got yourself a soundboard with a mahogany strip in the middle. So I'm gonna do that right now. So there it is. Started gluing the middle part. Little tip: when you're gluing, put like a little cup and just lightly pour it in the groove, right? And then use a little dowel or a barbecue stick, and then just kind of work your way around it. Yeah. And then scrape off any excess glue that you have with like a piece of cardboard or a scraper of some sort. Just gotta make sure that it's clamped up tight right now. A little spot of glue, we can sand that off. It's clamped up tight right now. Next step is we're gonna put a weight on it, so we kind of have to act quick and put those bungee cords wrapped around it. Yeah. And so there it is. Put like this padded thingy over the soundboard, and I put this heavy piece of big block of maple. You can do a lot of ukulele necks with this. It's super heavy. And then I tied it down, bungee jumps, clamp down the form a little bit, get it, make sure it's snug tight. I can kind of sense that it's a little loose over here. I shouldn't have a problem with the big block of maple. Flattening it down, make sure it's nice and flat. I'll probably put something over here just to add a little bit more tension. Just happen to have another ukulele neck. This one's gonna be a bass. I'm gonna make a bass. My next build's gonna be a bass. Never built a bass before, so this is also maple. So we'll strap that down in there as well. Might as well. Now, if you don't have a big block of maple, you can use books. Books would work well as long as you have the tie downs to tie it down securely. And just pretty lucky to have this block right here. So that's it. Just let that sit overnight and see where we're at. Do a little bit of sanding, a little bit of finishing. Yeah. And there it is. So now that I had my neck formed, I trimmed off the dowels. Now we can sand that off later. You can see a little bit of glue over here. It has to be cut off, you know, to make the shape of the headstock. Sand that off. The marker is where where the nut's gonna be. So I just clamped this down on the table like so, and then I cut 2 more pieces and then clamp that down for the block, the neck block. We're gonna taper that down, conform it, cut into the shape, and when this is dried up, it's ready to be carved. Carving's the easiest part, actually, and the funnest part of doing these projects. But yeah, we'll let that sit overnight, figure out the shape, kind of outline the shape of the neck, how it's gonna be already. So yeah, coming into place one step at a time. Hope this helps out. These are 4-inch blocks right here, sandwiched, glued together. A lot of excess glue on this side. Just have to sand that off. Well, this is going to be cut anyways. This is where the actual bridge, the actual neck goes to the body, this line right here. Oh yeah, there it is. Calai Ukulele Build.